In this video, we're going to be talking about limit rules. There are 8 limit rules. The first one is constant function, where the limit of k where x is approaching c equals k. An example is limit of 6 where x is approaching 2 is still going to equal 6. The second rule is identity function, where limit of x where x is approaching c will equal c. So wherever it's approaching, that will be your answer for identity function. The third one is the sum rule, where limit of f of x plus g of x equals limit of f of x plus the limit of g of x. You just need to write limit in front of each one plus the x approaching c. So an example is limit of x plus 2, where x is approaching 2. You just break it up to limit of x with x approaching 2 plus limit of 2 with x approaching 2. Plug in 2 for x, which is 2 plus 2, and you get 4. The difference rule is the same as the sum rule. You just break it up also and put a subtraction sign. So an example is limit of x minus 5 with x approaching 6. You get limit of x minus limit of 5, both of them approaching 6. Plug in 6 for x, you get 6 minus 5, which equals 1. The next rule is the constant multiple rule, where you have limit of k of f of x, while x is approaching c, you just move the k, which is your constant, in front of the limit, so you get k limit of f of x. An example is limit of 2 of x with x approaching 5. You get 2 limit x with x approaching 5. Plug in 5 for x. You get 2 times 5, which equals 10. Number 6 is the product rule. You have limit of f of x times g of x with x approaching c, and you just also break that up to limit of f of x times limit of g of x. For the quotient rule, you do the same thing. You have limit of f of x over g of x, and break it up to limit of f of x with x approaching c to limit of g of x with x approaching c. The last rule is the exponent rule. You have limit of f of x with your exponent. So an example is limit square root x to the third, and as we all know, the square root equals 1/2. So you just take the square root away, put x to the third to the 1/2, and that is your answer.